Yes, people, welcome back to CAS or the channel. You're gonna go and be a part of the clientele with the K. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about obviously United stuff. So if you want to stick around, I know Mendy's going to Arsenal potentially, or this Kola Moani. I'm seeing Graham Bailey pop up with stuff that I don't believe. The guy's drunk. There's no point even discussing it. So yeah, man, make sure you get your likes in. Likes are important. Subscribers are super important as well, because then you can see the next streams. Like if you don't support United, fair enough. It is United focus. It's not exactly naff, never a foul or anything like that. So, but yeah, man, look, we talk about like Garnacho. We got this Rashford to AC Milan as well. To decision apparently tomorrow, but it might collapse now. So it's all a madness for United, isn't it? It's all crazy. And I don't even know what to really say about it. It's like it's 14 days in the window. And don't get me wrong, stay positive, stay, like optimistic. Of course, Ineos has got a lot of, they're under fire by the fans, and we've got a lot of PTSDs, but it's like it's 14 days in the window. Rashford dropped what? He dropped that video ages ago. He has had plenty of time to find suitors as well, by the way, not the club, right? Whether it's Napoli, whether it's AC Milan, Juventus, Arsenal potentially. I'm hearing Tottenham and West Ham as well online, and all these other clubs like Barcelona. And it's like, why has it taken 2 weeks to get reps to come find a flipping loan? It's going to be a loan. It's not even going to be a straight buy. And now there's going to be a collapse all of a sudden. Like, just get gone, bro. Like, what's the hold up? Why are you meeting reps now? Like, why does this process take so long? I'm so confused by it. Because if it's a loan with an option, then it should be simple and easy. And then now I'm seeing like, oh, by the way, yeah, Josh Kroenke's going to fly in Arsenal. And then he's going to go and maybe go get Vlahovic. Oh, crazy, a number 9 that we're missing out on potentially. Whether you like him or not, he's cheap or a cheap option. Oh, but the wages. Yeah, like we don't pay much wages anyways. Now they're going to go get Vlahovic. Oh, he's an upgraded version of Højlund. Yeah, but Højlund's a scrub. Well, he's not good enough at the moment. It's like we're taking so long. And I'm seeing us being linked. I was going to do like a profile review on this guy. Let me see what his name is. Does anyone know the name of the guy who's linked with at Salzburg? Does anyone have that at all? Like, if you could, I can't remember his name, so I want to address it properly, right? But that guy from Salzburg looks no better than Anthony, and I'm getting like Amorim era, like posting like a retweet of him for 7 seconds. Like, oh my god, this guy looks so good. These aggravators. He's a scrub. He's a scrub. Nene Dorg, I don't even know how to say that name. Dorgels or Dorgeles or Dorgeles. He looks no better than Anthony. And what are we doing? Trying to look at, he's a winger, yeah? He's not a 10, so there's no inside 10, right? I've never seen a game from him. I don't even remember. The best game of highlights that he was seen when he got spanked by, I think it was Benfica or PSG or whatever. I think it's PSG. Like, he got an 8. Yeah, great ratings. Stats again, yet again. I looked at his last actions as well. Scrub. I don't know why we're looking at him. I'll be honest. He's right-footed. Whether you think he's all of a sudden, why are we not profiling left-footed wingers? I'm not impressed with what I've seen. And we're talking about a compilation. We're talking about a compilation where you're meant to look good. Not all the bad stuff. Everything I saw in the compilation looked everything like Anthony does. And I don't like it. Just because he done a little jump in the air to control the ball with his opposite foot. Amazing, yeah. But anyways, I'm not even here to really rant. I'm just getting my emotions out at the moment. It's just, I'm not impressed at all at the moment. Like, where's our wing back? Where's the talk of our wing backs? I'm like, there's unrealistic ones, realistic ones. If this was Chelsea, yeah, in this window, which they have been in a couple seasons ago, they're going out to get what they require. But one might be late, one might be early, one might be right now, but they go and get it. Gakpo was on their agenda for Ten Hag at one point. Liverpool went and stole that, said, yep, I'm having that, done. Why do we move so slow? What's, this whole PSR stuff? Imagine they're going to use that and they use that at the end of the window just as a little bit of PR potentially. Just because that would be used to say, oh, we just about cleared and we was waiting for it. No, we need players now. And I've heard that it's just annoying. You know what? It's so annoying. It's so annoying. By the way, I'm pro Ineos. And I am very patient, but at the same time, it's like I'm so desperate. Do you know what I mean? I think Ineos are doing a good job overall. I don't think everything that they do that gets highlighted, anything they do, the only thing that are highlighted is the bad stuff, right? The bad stuff. So we're talking about like the cutting costs for charity, rising prices for games, which is stupid. It should not be that. But they say £66 is going to be the cost for a Premier League game, but I just got one for 50 quid. So, anyways, but it's just no one really knows what's going on, and neither do I. And you know what? I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, and I'm happy to call myself out here, right? Because we was all moaning about leaks, yeah, team lineups, news, transfers, yada yada yada, etc. etc. Right? I'm not here to like play both sides. And now that I don't really know what's going on, except like short lists of certain players, I'm getting frustrated. Make it make sense. They closed up a lot of the leaks. They closed up what they want. They're probably making deals behind the scenes in obviously as a prediction, but or an assumption. But here I am moaning. And then I'll get Chelsea fans saying, "Oh, you can have Chilwell." I'm like, "Oh, amazing. Another Luke Shaw. Crazy. I'm so thrilled. At this point, I'm considering it. I'm considering it. Anyways, but yeah, it would be shocking. It would be shocking. Big up to everyone in here as well. Big up Ginger Bish as well. I agree, Ginger, man. I do need to chill. We're in a shit place. The club's trying to clearly sort out the deadwood. It's not going to be sorted in a single January window. Of course not. Of course not. We have issues with PSR, FFP. Not anymore. It's been cleared, Nacho, by the way. Today got cleared. It's like what they call it, a 3-year quarter, or is it a 4-year? I don't know. On the quarter of it rolling over, you have to be your papers, everything. Yada, yada. It's got to be done by like July the 1st or something. And then the Premier League will go over all their accounts before they do any sort of like, oh, you're going to get charged this, you're going to get charged that. Obviously in January to make sure you're cleared to go make certain signings without getting points deduction or fines. So right now there's the decision that needs to be made a little bit. The joint ownership is frustrating. Glazers sitting back while Ineos taking all the heat. Yeah, of course. So that's more of the reason why I don't think Glazers are going to be in charge. Ratcliffe's promised funding that he was going to put into United away from obviously whatever he bought in shares and whatnot. Obviously, he's just put that into the club as well. And I don't know what for. I can't tell you lot here. I'm not a financial expert. It's a prediction. Is it for transfers? I highly doubt it. You can't exactly put money into the club to make sure there's you can actually go and spend exactly. I reckon it's for other little bits and bobs, which might help. But you know what though? Like, I know I don't want to sound like an apologist or anything like that. It's just that, United's position in the league, for me, United's position is not good enough, right? And we are desperate for wing backs. We do need long-term solutions rather than short-term solutions. I'm not saying I'm going to say no to loans. But at the same time, it's like, if Amorim can get a tune out of a lot of these players, like, look at Maguire right now. He's absolutely... I mean, like that performance, whether it's against Liverpool, I know one party kept one of them offside, I know, but Liverpool or Arsenal, if you can keep that up and keep going, and that it's just like the way he was fighting, I love that. I've been waiting for that for a couple of years again. It's just a joke, but if you can keep that up, I think our defense is fine. I think our midfield is just about coping as well. I like Toby Collier. I must admit I've been an advocate for Toby Collier, like for the preseason, but then afterwards I'm like, is it just preseason and not anything else? Ten Hag used him very wrong. I think he even come on in the game when he was losing 3-0 to Liverpool, funny enough, and he just threw him on. And then of course in the end he's come up against Arsenal and the guy's everywhere. If Ahmad lifted his head up, he could have scored. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm thinking, I feel there's a place for him in the team, and United's all about youth. And I think Amorim's all about youth and promoting good players as well. There's rumours of Kokonki potentially playing in Europa League one game or FA Cup next game and whatnot. And I'd really, really like to start seeing some of these youngsters come in because they're young, they're hungry, and there's a lot of time for them to develop under a proper coach. So, and that's just my thought process. I'm not saying we don't need signings, but I think you can definitely utilize what we've got. We've got a lot of talent in the bank as well. Big up anyone. Let me get you some of your comments in there, and make sure you keep smashing the likes. 170 in the house. Big up Monts for the raid as well. I was meant to go live earlier. I raided to myself. The raid actually didn't work. And when I did press live, the whole screen went blank. And someone said, we can see you, but I looked at it and it was rotating me. Like, as in, looping and I just ended it. So that's why I'm a little bit doing the live a little bit later. Collier reported to have the best running stats at the club. Yeah, he's an athlete, and I think he's got a lot more technical ability on show than what people originally think as well. And I'm really curious to see if he is used against Southampton. I really want to see if he gets some more minutes. We've had a few good results recently, but don't get it twisted. We're going to continue to suffer. Yeah, of course we are. I'm more on. I've got a video coming out with Ty tomorrow, and we'll explain it a little bit more. But what was kind of on the show, where it's like Ty's talking about we can win like our next 5-6 games comfortably, like we should be doing it. But I'm thinking like, nah, I'm on this like, yes, we can leapfrog one team or another, but I'm all about just take it a game at a time at the moment. Look, if you're a United fan in here, even though we're going up against Southampton, yeah, easy win 3-0 or whatever, yada yada. They lost to Brentford at their own gaff. They got smashed 5-0. But it's like there's that bit within me that says, what if we ain't seen a win at Old Trafford in ages in the league? You know, we lost to Forest and whatnot. And I'm just thinking, just what if? But I'm hoping he starts Xerxes as well. And I know we're going to talk about this Nacho stuff and we'll keep going it. But again, I remain positive, man. I like what I see. Anyone that's been against the manager, you're insane. You're insane. You're insane. No, we can't trust this team, but we can, in my opinion, we can trust this manager. We can trust this manager to more time put out a selection that we like, more time, and get a tune out of them. And I think that's clear to see as well. I trust this manager a lot. Big up Gamer T. Kaz, there was man talking with chess saying delete is slow. You see what I mean? And that's why I'm not on this train about he's a scrub. Like, I don't get it with traps and this delict thing and whatnot. And like, you want to big up Maguire and at the same time, it's like, why can't you praise everyone? I don't like Garnacho, but yet I'm here praising him. I think his last couple of games have been good enough. He's got us a couple of them clutch assists that we've needed. So he's still not what we need in my total opinion. He could literally Napoli look big up Antonio Conte for even wanting this guy, because he could be the catalyst of what gets our January window rolling. You know, 50 million is not a joke, or whether it's 45 million and add-ons. United must accept something along those lines. But if you're going to go sell Rashford and Garnacho, we're lacking a lot in our squad in terms of just pace. So that profile is going to be very narrowed down. Like, who you're going to bring in that's going to get us a lot of pace. That's where you got to focus on probably the wing back areas. Not really the 10, but it does mean we've got one less option. Be positive, but not deluded. I am in total agreement, Nacho. But at the same time as well, Nacho, I would like to say to people as well, sometimes you have to be realistic. You can criticize, but it's the way you criticize. You can have a moan, but afterwards you can come correct. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can be very, very brutal, but at least be constructive. And that's just the way I am. I feel like I'm more on the balance side of things. I like to remain positive, but I'm not deluded to be in that category where I'm cussing everyone out or I'm allowing it, or I don't see anything. I see red. It's not a part of me. I don't like doing that. I like to stay composed as much as I can. And I do lose my rag. I can be very emotional. Maguire in the back three is world class. Hey, you got that one. World class. Don't throw that around. Yes, you're better than that. You're better than that. Villa looking at Mingueza. We should be looking at him. Don't know the guy personally, but I trust that you know your wing backs. Oh my god. It's Graham Bailey, man. Don't rule out Ben Chilwell. Whatever. We can't sell Garnacho. He's a great talent with potential. I think he's going to be a solid. I think he's going to be a solid player. Yeah, in world football with Garnacho. But let's not act like he suits what Amorim wants. You know, in the tight spaces, he drifts out wide and whatnot. And it's one of those where you've got to look at the bigger picture. Are you like I can see your name's Nacho17. You've got a profile picture of him. You're clearly a fan. But the club comes first. What the manager wants is whatever he sees fit. You got to stand by that unless it's an absolutely irrational decision and you just don't agree with it. But you don't have to agree with it. We just got to support it because you support Manchester United. McTominay's like 8 inches taller than Collie. He's a bro. That's I swear it's 3 inches, 8 inches. What? Are you sure about that? McTominay's like 6'4". Collie's like what, 6'2", 6'1", something like that. I need to check that. How tall is Collier, people? Let me know. Yeah, Maguire suits Amorim's system. It requires don't run as much. I think this is why they're looking at Martinez replacement due to repeatedly target on set pieces. I think that's one factor. But on the other factor with Maguire, I would also say he does take kind of long to release the ball. He is slow overall. And sometimes when he reacts to stuff, it can be kind of slow as well. Like it's the whole taking too much time. But I think Maguire's smart enough as well as a footballer to speed things up and get things going. And I think the manager's getting, again, as I would say, like getting a tune out of some of these players, coaching, the correct tactics or the way what he wants. Maguire's not a bad option whatsoever. Even if we do get a central centre back, let's just say that happens, right? Let's say Euro even takes that place in future, and he's just better. And if you say we need to rotate, and I'm hearing, oh, Maguire's coming, I'll be like, yeah, sure. Like that's how confident I am in him at the moment. It's funny what a few games can do for fans and their minds, including myself. Do you trust Ineos? At the moment, I do. I don't have a reason to. I don't have a reason to slander them. Like again, whatever comes out about Ineos is always negative. And then when you see something negative, you know exactly what channels it's going on what mouthpieces it goes towards. Again, it's for me. United are in such a mess that even Jim Ratcliffe said, and which a lot of us United fans cheered about, is that he's going to make a lot of decisions that people won't like. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's staying true to his word. But all of a sudden, when he does make a few decisions, of course, we don't like the fact that he's raised ticket price. We don't like the fact he's even cut off a certain charity fund. But you got to get on with it. You got to judge him in like 2-3 years. Like, look at Bowley right now. Look at the way he's piecing his team together. Clear Lake even. The first couple of years, they got it so wrong, but they got a lot of stuff right. And now all of a sudden, a lot of things look right. That's what I'm talking about. One sec. Liked. Remember, you lot are clients with a K. So if you've subscribed, you're a new client of CAS. CAS clients with a K. It's no coincidence that the manager puts the responsibility onto the players, and we finally see which players want to play for the badge. Amorim's perfect for what we needed. But remember this phrase around Ten Hag as well. I think it's more. I like the way Amorim makes it about the players. Like if they deserve enough praise, people are quick to say, "Oh, Amorim's your genius. Amorim, you're this." But he's quick to say, even if he is or not, he's quick to praise the players. He's quick to put again, like you said, a little bit of responsibility on them. They are responsible for this win, or they're responsible for this action. He can criticize what he doesn't like, of course, and people will show out for that. But for me, what Ten Hag used to do, I won this, I won that. It's like he always made it a little bit more about him than probably about the players, and it's probably why he lost the dressing room in the end. But I agree, he's a very good fit. He was making runs into the box. His energy's insane. I wouldn't say no to them, but Burmo's more of a winger a little bit. He's a goal scorer though. But I would love Cunha. Cunha's up very ideal. I'm hearing Barcelona's going in for Gyökeres. With what money, bro? Next joke, Hooks. Next joke. I did say in a joke though. Like and subscribe. Remember I told you about Nuno Mendes for left wing back when we got Amorim, Khalid. I don't remember it coming from yourself. You might have said it. I might have forgotten, but if you suggested it, then I have kudos to you. It looks like we want him in the summer, but we need somebody today. If maybe there might be an accelerated deal to go get Mendes if you sell Garnacho, but in the same breath, like Nuno Mendes ain't played a lot of football. He might be a lot more cheaper when he rejects the new deal when he's got 1 year left in the summer. So it's like, do you look at another option where you can use it? Because we need 2 left wing backs at the same time. Yeah. I think I don't even know how to say his name. Hinchapi or Hinkapi or Hinkape or something like that. Wing back. Yeah, I would take him. I think he's wicked. I think he's a good player. He can play left centre back as well. He'd be he looks techie, I must admit. We're never getting 70 million for him. I reckon so as well. Garnacho will improve under him. His young players been allowed to do that. It's what he wants in recent season. My only issue with this Bish, is I don't know if Garnacho's got the IQ levels to play in those 10 in the spaces a little bit. I could have saw something for the wing back role. Relentless energy, attacking as well, especially off that right hand side. Like the right wing back, not the one that cuts in, but if he had the right wing back where he likes the right winger to come inside and get into the box, I think that one more that would suit him more than one of those 10s. Big up Rid one in the building. I see you as well. Yeah, he always gets stuff wrong. I can't stand him. I thought Collier's like 5'9". He looks tall though. Let me check this. According to this player profile, I swear he was standing next to a player, and I was like, "Wait, who the hell is that? He looks tall." All right, cool. He's 5'11". I think he's 5'11 / 6 foot. No, he's 6 foot. He's 6 foot. There you go. Yeah, he's 6 foot. He's 180 centimeters, so he's 6 foot then. Negotiate to 50 million and add-on, sell on clauses. But imagine this though, Ross. Yeah, imagine this. See, this is what I don't understand in the mind of someone like Conte. You just sold an absolute talent in Kvaratskhelia, yeah, for 65 million, maybe. Let's just say that. And all of a sudden, he's used all that budget on Garnacho. And I know he's young. There's a lot to talk about with that. And you're coming from the Premier League. You're going to have to spend big to go and acquire these players. But imagine that, 55 million or 50 million plus add-ons for Garnacho. Like, I just think that's insane. Yeah, that's the one. Kazakh clients. I like that. And if anyone wants to support the channel, by all means, support the channel. In look, it's copycats and whatnot. I'm gonna get all these stickers and emojis as well. I'm gonna get Wolfie to help me with that, all of that stuff. He said it's easy to do. I like to get like little bits and bobs. So if you have any suggestions for what kind of like United stickers I should get or whatever, and emojis, let me know. Let me know. I'm trying to get. By the way, I'm scrolling down the comments, trying my hardest to get through a few of them. Big up Jay. He says the only reason he made it about him and his achievements is because how much he kept getting disrespected by the media. So can't blame him for one bit. In a sense, I suppose you're right. I trust Ineos. They've spent more than the Glazers. People need to remember the Glazers haven't spent £1 of their own money. Ineos have already reinvested or invested 250 million into the club without loans. Yeah, big up, big country, man. Love to see you. You're always about as well. Let me get some of you. 45 million for Rashi. I don't think we collect that because of his wages. And I feel like clubs know that, unfortunately. It's a bit, it sucks a little bit. Honestly, Cass, I'm not liking how slow Ineos are moving. Yeah, fair enough. I just said that as well. But, you know, before you know it, tomorrow there'll be new news. You know, a signing goes out. Like, I don't know, Casemiro's kind of slowed down. That hasn't accelerated a mad amount. I know he's wanted by Saudi, and it's also been rumored he's wanted by also MSL, or is it MLS? MSL, what I'm talking about. MLS. So I would like that to be a lot more quicker as well. But, you know, we can't have everything our way. The Chelsea eye test. Garnacho is the perfect Conte winger, mechanical winger, happy to run all day. I said the same thing in a couple of videos beforehand. So, yeah. Oh, now I'm up to date. I'm up to date, people. No, I really thought Collier was shorter. He's tall. McTominay was only like 5 inches taller. Yeah, he's about 4 or 5. Yeah, about that. What's this one? The only comparison between Collier and McTominay is they both centre mid from the academy, play nothing alike. Yeah, I would say so. Collier's got a lot more acceleration about his game. I'll say McTominay is a little bit more of a goal threat, but we ain't seen that in Collier's game yet. Like Collier gives me the whole box to box kind of thing. So yeah. But yeah, if people don't know, well, we see about what happens with Garnacho. I've got a feeling there'll be updates tomorrow. There's a lot about talking about Wednesday. It's like all of a sudden, all these club officials are going into, I don't know, man, like Kroenke, Rashford's represent. I don't know. It seems like a lot happens on a Wednesday, maybe because it's midweek. They want an easy Friday potentially, but moving on from that part, I would say even along the lines of with Rashford is, if people don't know, Okafor's deals collapsed because of his medical. I don't understand. Was he not on loan to? Was he not just on loan? So how has he passed that medical, but all of a sudden he's failed that medical? I'm super baffled. I'm actually super baffled, and it makes me wonder, because that deal's collapsed a bit. Does that mean they can't sell him, or let alone along the lines of, can they afford Rashford with the option, with a like obligation or an option to buy potentially? Maybe it has to be an option. There was talks about rumors about getting more suitors for him in the summer, but they were looking like the more concrete kind of club that was going to go and get him. And now I'm thinking to myself, it's just like, it just sums up Man United's luck of recent, you know, can't get rid of a player, can't buy a player, or, you know, we concede in the last minute. Just ugh, it's super frustrating. You know, they say patience is a virtue, but I'm not exactly a patient man in all that respect. But I can't always have what you want. Um, Milan, we've got one more English player spot left, so either Walker or Rashford to Milan. Serious? I didn't know that. Is that still a rule over in there? In there, yeah. Is this a way of like keeping it more Italian? Is that it? I never knew. We need a lot of players to go so we can make room for new players for better for the manager. That's very true. You know, I think we've been screaming this for weeks now. You know, but even since December, we've been screaming the same things. Have you not noticed as United fans, we're having like kind of the same conversations over and over and over, and it's just it goes to show that the fan base is getting a little bit aggy, in my opinion. And I think we need a little something. And all that's gonna come out is, oh, it's PR, it's PR. You know, when he does that little voice, you know who I'm talking about. Oh, it's PR. Oh, why do you lot keep falling for the PR? And then you got these little minions coming out at the same time talking about PR. Shut up, you blockhead. Shut up, you blockhead. Kick your head in, mate. Honestly, just shut up. For once, I would love to go online on Twitter or something like that and just not see that mug on my flipping timeline, no matter how much you mute it or anything along those lines. It is insufferable. You get one positive one, and then it's oh, let's go shit on Rashford. They'll find a new target soon. They tried to do it with Kobe. Did you see that? And then Kobe's like whole team was like, nah, that ain't happening. Rubbish that away. You know how quick that was. I hate it. I hate the hate. And you know what? I can't help it, yeah. But I know it sounds mad because it is another man, it's another player. He's younger than me as well, to be fair. It's just, you know, when Xerxes scored that goal, right? I was so happy. The penalty and that performance. You know that smile we had on his face when he's waving. Like, you saw how happy he was when the fans responded to him again, cheering his name before he was coming on, after he came on. I saw the celebration myself. I was at the stadium, and it obviously is a little bit further away, so I couldn't see it directly. But it's just that's what 13 days can do if you support players. This is why at stadiums, I will never ever understand how you boo your own players unless they've done something absolutely erratic and insufferable. I can, sure, but someone who, like, I don't want to do the comparison thing, but it's only fair. You know, Hoyland's been given 18 months more, 19 going on pretty much, but let's just call it 18, a year and a half. And I remember I was back in Hoyland. I was on the train. I'm sorry if you're a Hoyland fan, but this is just the truth. You don't see nothing come out about him. He scored 2 league goals in like 8 months, going on 9 months. And I want him to score. I want to be proven wrong. But now I'm off the train. It's like, well, I know the kid's young, but you know, remember that saying from Ferguson? You know, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Like, or sorry, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Basically, that's the whole thing. The whole point of like Fergie's kids and whatnot. You've had enough time. I think even with Amorim's press conference as well, when he was speaking about Xerxes, he was super happy for him. You know, he's rejected proposals from Italy. He could have ran away, you know, and he didn't have to fight. I think Xerxes got a lot to prove, you know. But it's look at the smile on his face. Look, I'm telling you now, when I go and get thumbnail images for the thumbnails and whatnot, and you go and whatever, and you see some of them, some stuff that you don't see online, you see the smirk he's got on his face just before he celebrated, just as soon as he scored. That honestly made me so happy, bro. Like, you lot need to. I feel like you lot understand that as well. And he's only been here for a few months, 6 months. Again, I'm gonna keep consistent. Do I think he's the guy to lead the line for United? No. But if I feel like there's potential to lead the line, if we get another striker that's suitable and he can learn off of or compete with, that he can, I think like, yeah, you know what? I'm happy with that. I feel like he could. I think he's intelligent enough to how to change his game. But we'll see with the goals. We'll see where he gets. He only costs us 35 million. The other one costs us 72 million. And it gets to a point where it's like, you know, you have to call out the potential, like, just call it for what it is, isn't it? Racism, subconscious racism. That's what it is. Whether you want to hear it or not, it's the truth. You know, not everything is racist or should be deemed racist, not so whatsoever. You know, we can talk about abusive on players, but look at what Maguire went through. Look what McTominay went through. But at the same time, look at it, with this one, that you can tell their agenda with media is disgusting. I just don't ever want to subscribe to that stuff. And people need to be careful. So yeah. We need to sell Dalot this January window. I'm genuinely being serious. Hear me out, yeah. Dalot's not good enough as a wing back. I hear it. But in terms of next window, I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of it. I'm talking about the media, by the way, Mino. I'm talking about the media. The media. They tried it with Sancho as well. It's the media, not us particularly, but I'm just saying the media. But the whole point in Dalot, because it's targets. You got to think of the targets. Do you know what I mean? You got to figure the targets and who they target and who they don't target on purpose, and it all adds up. You go look at the back of newspapers. You go look at articles. When United lose or something like that, it's always a certain player of a certain demographic. But when we win, it's another player of a certain demographic. It's insane if you clock it. It's mental. But yeah, no. My whole point of Dalot is if we look back on our squad and we look what can be used as a right centre back cover, maybe even left centre back at times, or even. Like, we're not going to get 4 wing backs in one window, let alone 2 windows. It's not happening, but there might be a youngster. But if you use Dalot as a backup wing back or someone that can cover the right or left side, because we don't want to focus on the defense. We want to focus on the midfield. We want to focus on wing back and the striking options. There's a lot to do with the midfield. Then Dalot's at the back of the queue. If there's a good enough offer, in my opinion, accept it if it's good enough. Let's say 50, 45 million coming. He's a good fullback. Let's be real. He's a good fullback. 1v1s he's quite good at. You know, attacking wise, he's got a lot to improve on. But, you know, he's still yet to land a little bit. But he can still add something to this squad. And I wouldn't mind him if he was like right centre back option. I'll be honest. I wouldn't mind it. I couldn't care less. You know, he's definitely regressing in this system. I agree on that part. But yeah, maybe we do move him on if there's a suitable offer, but I wouldn't say he's a guy that I look at straight away and say, you know what, we need to get rid of him first. There's so much other deadwood. I think he's one of the like kind of last-ish pieces for me in it. Yeah, Dalot in the back three, I think would do quite well. We need to sell these. Yeah, exactly. We need to be selling these motherfuckers first. No, but don't see them come up on certain channels. You know, injury prone. It all adds up. Top Reds have never kicked the ball. They can't recognize talent. But it's not always just top Reds. Let's be honest with each other. Top Reds were at the game. Top Reds were at the game against Arsenal. Top Reds were at a game against Liverpool. And they were chanting his name and they were screaming his name and they were chanting. And again, there's going to be bad groups of people and there's going to be good groups of people. And what I saw there was a good group of people supporting their player because a bunch of bad eggs in a certain area of the stadium decided they want to boo him because of a certain whatever. You know how mad that is. And it wasn't even just United fans. They just didn't want to highlight. It was Newcastle fans joining in with it and it amplified it. So, yeah, man. Get Dorgu. I think that's a profile, 100%. Definitely a profile. But we'll see anyways. Look, big up to everyone in here. We need 20 more likes to get to 100. 20 more likes to get to 100 and we can go from there. Big up everyone that's tuned in. 200 of you in this as well. But yeah, I'm going to try my best to start getting some timestamps out. But when I'm on like one-to-one trying to do obviously the comments, let alone obviously I want to talk to you lot because I feel like if I'm just talking to a camera, I'm just talking to myself. But it's hard to get the timestamps out, but I'm going to try multitask as I'm doing it as I go along. I might even get a pen and paper so then I can import it for the guys that do watch back. So just be patient with that. It's easier when you have someone on stream. So yeah, you can focus on that. I need an unpaid intern. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Diego Leon, we good. He looks like the profile of PNP, but we'll wait. We'll wait for more news. If there's any mad news later, we'll go live. I'll make a video about it. If anything tomorrow, same thing, and then we move on to Thursday. But other than that, I don't have an outro. Big up to everyone that did tune in. Anyone that wants to tune in next, just subscribe. Don't forget that part. And yeah, Chaps has called me 3 times, and I've been on streams back to back. So it's not my fault, but. Yeah, we basically kind of move. But yeah, on to the next stream.